Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sean here, and welcome back to another rebuild. Where today we're going to be rebuilding the Green Bay Packers. So I've done this like 1.5 times, and it does not go as I expect it to. So we'll see how it goes this time around. But it might be a little tough, a little bit tougher than you guys might imagine the Packers would be. So let's get into a roster overview, and as I'm doing this, as always, if you guys do enjoy the video, hit that thumbs up button to let me know that you like it, and definitely subscribe if you're new. Definitely want to stick around for Madden 19, as there's going to be a whole lot of stuff coming out for that, a bunch of rebuilds among some other stuff. So, on to the roster overview. Obviously, we have Aaron Rodgers. We do have a couple of young guys with Brett Hundley and Deshaun Kaiser. Kaiser being the only one that I would be maybe possibly interested in developing at all, and even that level of interest is very low. Running back is not a great situation. Ty Montgomery is our best running back. He's 24 with quick dev. I don't think I'm really going to develop him. I'm just not going to waste my time. I don't think he's going to turn into like a low to mid 90s type of running back. So we're going to look elsewhere. I'm really not interested in any other running backs that we have on our roster at the moment. We do have Aaron Ripkowski at fullback, which doesn't really matter all that much. On to receiver, though, we do have Devontae Adams at an 89 with quick dev at 24. Devontae Adams is going to be really, really good, and I'm definitely looking forward to developing him into a 95 plus. We also signed Dez Bryant because Randall Cobb is not a good outside receiver whatsoever. He's really only good in the slot. And I really just did not have another receiver on the roster that I felt comfortable with starting. There is, I don't know how to say this guy's name, I'll be honest with it. Equanimous St. Brown and Jamon Moore, but they're not great prospects as of now, so not super interested in really developing them. But I really don't plan on having Dez Bryant more than like a year or two. On to tight end, though, we do have Jimmy Graham at a 91. Mercedes Lewis and Lance Kendricks are also on the team for some reason. Left tackle, we have David Bakhtiari, who is one of the top left tackles in the league, definitely one of the best. Left guard is not great with Lane Taylor. Center, we got Corey Linsley, who's 26 and does have quick dev at a 77 overall. So we'll see if we can develop him a little bit more. Right guard, I just signed Ryan Wendell out of free agency to play right guard because we didn't have, well, I think our starting left guard at the time was like a 72, and I was not trying to have that going into the season. But onto right tackle, we have Brian Bulaga, who has been on the Packers for, I believe, his entire 7-year career. And he's definitely starting to decline at the age of 28. We do have Muhammad Wilkerson, who I hate on the team as well, who I'm going to move to D-tackle. I'm going to trade as soon as possible. Mike Daniels as well at right end. Kenny Clark, very nice player here, very young, quick dev, 21 years old, 93 overall already after his first year in the league. Definitely a great player. We also did sign Jonathan Hankins, because we're going to be making some moves on the defense, and we're going to be in need of another D-tackle. So, onto the linebackers, we do have Clay Matthews, who, in my opinion, has been one of the more overrated players in the entire NFL for quite some time, probably since 2011 when they won the Super Bowl, and, well, maybe a couple years after that. I think 2014 was probably about his last really above-average year. If I recall correctly, I could be wrong, but that's just off of memory right now. We do have Blake Martinez in the middle. Quick dev, 23 years old, 87 overall. Definitely a good player there. I did sign Navarro Bowman to play one of the outside linebacker spots, and Jake Ryan is going to be playing the other outside linebacker spots after we trade away a couple of guys. But currently at right outside linebacker, we have Nick Perry at 27 years old, 86 overall. Nick Perry is definitely a good player. The problem here is that he is definitely more of a 3-4 outside linebacker. And he easily could play 4-3 defensive end. he's just not the type of player that I want. I mean, it's basically the same story as Clay Matthews in that regard. But onto the secondary. We did have Tremont Williams, who I instantly cut, but we do have Josh Jackson with Superstar Dev, 76 overall rookie, drafted in the second round of this year's draft. We also have Jair Alexander in the first round of this year's draft with Superstar Dev, 76 overall as well. So these guys are going to be locking down a secondary for the entire duration of the rebuild. We also have 2017 draftee Kevin King, who is not great, but could possibly develop into a serviceable third corner. So we'll keep an eye on that. The rest of our corners can get out of here. Not interested in you guys. Oh, you went to ECU. I'll keep you. Lindsey Pipkins, though, you can get out of here. So free safety, we do have HaHa Clinton Dix, who is 81 overall at 24 years old with quick dev. We're going to try to develop him into about the 88 range, see if he can get any higher. That would be great. We do have Josh Jones, 2017 rookie at strong safety out of NC State. We'll try to develop him. I don't know how that's going to go. The first time I tried it, it didn't go too well. So we'll see what happens there. We do have Mason Crosby, a kicker, who is god-awful in the sim. And J.K. Scott out of Alabama is our punter. And his punting stats are not good, actually. Not something I agree with. He was actually one of the top punters in the nation, I think, if I recall correctly. So those stats seem a little bit low to me, but whatever. Doesn't really matter too much. So we do have some trade offers here, and you'll see a big face right here. Aaron Rodgers is not actually going to be traded. I put him on here just to see what I could get, and there are some first-round picks in there. I thought about sending him to the Jets to kind of mimic Brett Favre's career, but we're not going to do that. We are, however, going to be trading away Nick Perry, and I actually need to see who I want to send all of these guys to. So I need to figure that out. I got a couple of firsts from a couple of different teams for Nick Perry, Clay Matthews, the Vikings, the Steelers, the Panthers, the Jets, and the Bengals. Okay. So who else here? Mike Daniels and Jimmy Graham. I think Jimmy Graham gets a first rounder from one team, so we can go ahead and accept that. Let's take a look. Who is it from? Nope, we're not getting a first rounder, so I'll send actually the second round this year from the Cardinals. I'll definitely take that. And let's see what Mike Daniels is getting. First rounder from the Texans, the Seahawks, the Panthers, the Jets, the Bengals. All right, well, we're going to send Clay Matthews, I think, to the Jets because I feel like he's going to have the least impact on the team. So we'll probably have the highest draft pick with that player going to that team. Nick Perry I can send to, I think I want to send him to the Redskins. I think that's my plan here. And I think that's the only first round pick left offered for him, so I will take that. And let's go ahead and trade Mike Daniels to, I could trade him to the Texans. That team would be sick. I don't know what they have Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt playing as. I think Watt is playing left end. No, he's playing right end, right? Clowney might be playing outside linebacker, though. We're going to send Mike Daniels to Cincinnati. I feel like they're probably going to be the worst team of the bunch that offered us first-round picks. So let's just go ahead and take Aaron Rodgers off the trade blocks. I want to keep him around at least for a couple of years, see how it goes with him. But at some point, we may look to draft his replacement. So we do have a couple more trade offers here in the next week for Muhammad Wilkerson and Brian Bulaga. We're going to see if we can get any first-round picks. There is one from the Patriots for Muhammad Wilkerson. There's also Tevin Coleman straight up. Okay, the Cardinals. I'll take that for next year. Don't really want to send him to the Patriots. But the Cardinals are typically pretty bad, so hopefully that'll be a high pick. And Brian Balaka, we can get a second next year from a couple teams. Let's send him to the Jets for their second and fifth next year. Well, this went quite well, actually. Very, very good. We went 13-3 in our first year. I'll show you guys the schedule real quick. We were actually undefeated until, well, we lost our last 3 games of the season, actually. But we went 13-0 to start the year and then lost to the Panthers, Vikings, and Lions to end it off. So we're on a little bit of a downswing here going into the playoffs. But I think we have a bye. Yeah, we have a bye. So we'll have a week to recuperate. But we were second in the league in offensive yards and 18th in defense, so not too bad. Aaron Rodgers doing Aaron Rodgers things, 5,200 yards, 42 touchdowns, 15 picks. A little bit high in the picks for him, but still a very, very good year. Ty Montgomery with 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns. Also had 5 fumbles. That is gross. Davante Adams, though, leading our team in every receiving category. 112 catches, 1,600 yards, 12 touchdowns. Had an absolutely insane year. Des Bryant, 101 catches, 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns. Randall Cobb, also 98 catches, 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns. So our receiving core was really, really good with Des Bryant. The one time that I previously did this, I did not sign Des Bryant, and that might have been a big reason why we weren't very good. But I was expecting to not. Wow. And our offensive line was really good as well. It really might just have to do with how good of a quarterback we have, whose awareness is very high and knows when to get rid of the ball and not take sacks, that our sack numbers are low, because our offensive line's not that great aside from David Bakhtiari. So I don't know, I'm pleasantly surprised by this. But moving on to the defense, going to be led by Blake Martinez with 118 tackles. Sacks going to be led by Randy Starks, who I signed in free agency to actually just play right end for us this year, with 14, though. That's pretty high for a 13-year vet. Clinton Dix leading our team with 4 picks. See any defensive touchdowns? None. Mason Crosby was actually fairly decent for our kicker this year. 20 of 24 field goals made. And I actually did sign Michael Dixon, one of the other top punters this past year in college football. He was a free agent right before the year started, and he's actually a lot better than J.K. Scott in the game. So, well, I think in real life too, probably. But he did quite a fine job, it looks like. No kick return touchdowns for us, no punt returns either. So we do know that Aaron Rodgers won MVP, which is very, very nice. Coach of the Year goes to Doug Peterson, though. Favre's PP picks just misses out. Offensive Player of the Year also to Aaron Rodgers. Defensive Player of the Year to Cameron Jordan. We don't have anybody in the top 10. Offensive Rookie. I don't think we had any real offensive rookies aside from those couple of receivers who really didn't play. So Mitch Trubisky wins that. We don't even have anybody in the top 10. Not surprising. Reuben Foster wins Defensive Rookie. And we have Josh Jones actually in 8th. Surprising that our 2 corners are not in the top 10. Aaron Rodgers obviously going to get Best Quarterback. Best Running Back, we have Ty Montgomery at 10. Best Receiver, Davante Adams just misses out as Allen Hurns beats him out for the award. Randall Cobb in 4th and Des Bryant in 7th. Best O-Line, we do have David Bakhtiari in 5th. Best D-Line, we have Randy Starks actually in 9th. And best linebacker, we don't have anybody up there. Best DB, though, we also don't have anybody up there. And we finished 2nd for best kicker. So we've got some XP here to spend now. Let's take a look how much. Davante Adams has a ton. Offensive line's got a good bit. Aaron Rodgers got 9,000 just for winning MVP. Well, actually winning all of the awards that he possibly could have won. He gets 9,000 XP. That's dumb. Alexander and Jackson both have a good amount. So does Clinton Dix. And our linebackers do as well. So our team's going to be even better after going 13-3. Alright guys, so after using a whole bunch of XP, this is what the team is looking like now. The offense is looking pretty damn good. Corey Linsley and David Bakhtiari definitely improved quite a bit. Lane Taylor as well. Des Bryant up to an 89. Devontae Adams 95. Randall Cobb 86. As for the defense, not a whole lot changed except for our corners. They really improved. Jair Alexander at an 87. Josh Jackson 86. Clinton Dix up to an 85 as well. Not a whole lot else really changed too much. But in the divisional round, we are taking on the 11-5 New Orleans Saints, who do still have Drew Brees, and they're a 90 overall, and we're only an 83. Oh, God. So we're coming up on halftime now, and we're currently up 17-7, make that 17-14. So this game is all of a sudden much tighter than it once was, and they tie it up here in the fourth, and we're going to kick a field goal, but they score a touchdown to take the lead, and we need to score here, and we do not, but we had one more shot, and we blew it. So we fall to the Saints in the divisional round 27-20. Ugh. I don't even want to look at stats from that game. It's going to be disgusting. So we're moving on to the offseason. Definitely a shocking Super Bowl matchup in year one as the Texans beat the Saints 40-28 to win, I think, their first Super Bowl since... Actually, I don't know if they won one. Oh, wait, no. The Texans formed their own franchise in like 95 or something. So, yeah, this is their first Super Bowl. I'm, yes, 100% sure. So, definitely a different kind of matchup here in year one. That is for sure. All right, guys, so we had a very, very quiet offseason. We didn't make any free agency signings. We didn't trade for anybody. So here we are just after the draft, and with our first-round pick number 27, we took Raekwon Davis, left end out of Alabama. He's going to be an 80 overall with normal dev. Actually, pretty damn good player. Would probably work better for us as a D tackle, but I'll keep him at a left end for now. He does have 78 speed. So hopefully he can get after the quarterback a little bit. It's also definitely a position of need for us. We really need a defensive end right now. So he's going to play there. Moving on to the second round, we took Deebo Samuel, wide receiver from South Carolina, with our first second-round pick. 82 overall, quick dev. Very, very, very good player. Probably going to look to replace Randall Cobb in the slot with Deebo here. So he'll definitely get... Oh, damn, I said he'll. Really weird. He'll definitely get a lot of playing time in this coming season, and I'm sure for years to come as he develops. Although I really don't like that face. That is a weird, ugly-ass looking face. So I'm going to change that. With our second-round pick, we took another defensive end, Austin Bryant, out of Clemson. He fell to the end of the second round, but he does have superstar dev, and he is pretty damn good. He's a little... Well, actually, he's really quick. He's got 84 speed, a little bit weak at 75 strength, but he has 88 power moves. The finesse moves are a little bit low for what I would like, but we can easily get that up with that superstar dev. Very good pick there. Definitely a steal of the draft. In the third round now, we took a right guard at a 77 overall with normal dev. Fourth round, we got a middle linebacker here with quick dev, 78 overall. Might actually start him just so that I can try to get Rookie of the Year. Move Blake Martinez outside. Fifth round now, we took another receiver. We were kind of getting down to having a very limited amount of players scouted that were actually good left. So that's really the main reason I took this guy. He's really not too bad, though. Just the route running and the awareness are pretty low, but he's solid. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to have a spot in our starting lineup, especially just because he has normal dev. Second, fifth round pick, we took a left tackle. He was projected to go undrafted, and with good reason, I guess. 70 overall, but he does have 86 strength, so he is going to be usable if we can just get those blocking stats and awareness up a little bit. He could actually be a solid backup. Sixth round now, we took another receiver. This guy was actually like the 14th best player or something. I don't know, something ridiculous, like top 15 best player in the draft. Taken in the sixth round at a 79 overall, normal dev, 94 speed too. The catching's a little bit low, which is kind of weird, but everything else is already pretty good. Again, though, I don't think he's really going to have a starting spot, which is a little bit unfortunate. It's probably going to end up being our fourth receiver. But I think he can definitely handle that and do pretty well there. And then in the 7th round, we took another projected undrafted offensive lineman. And he's not too bad. A little bit weak, but the blocking stats are already pretty decent. So that was our year 1 draft. Moving on to year number 2. Alright, so here at the start of season number 2, we are going to be trading away Randall Cobb to make room for Deebo Samuel. So we're going to send him to New England for their first round pick next year, as well as their 7th. And that is going to get us down to 53 players on the roster. So this is going to be what the team looks like for year number 2. Deebo Samuel in the slot. Offense is pretty much the same as last year. New addition of a new right guard, and Jason Spriggs is now starting at right tackle. Aside from that, not much else has changed. We are going to leave Blake Martinez as the starting middle linebacker for this year. The rookie is going to be the backup. Maybe it'll be a weak defensive year, and he can still somehow walk away with the award. That would be fantastic, although Austin Bryant or Raekwon Davis winning it would be probably ideal. But anyway, that is the team, and we're going to go ahead and start simming here. So, just a year after going 13-3, we missed the playoffs with a record of 8-8. So, this is weird. We had the best offense in the league, and we had the 27th defense. Yeah, our defense is pretty bad. So, it doesn't seem like Aaron Rodgers is the problem at all. 5,200 yards, 43 touchdowns, 19 picks. Again, the picks are a little bit high for Aaron Rodgers, but that's still a very good year. Ty Montgomery, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Definitely cut down on the fumbles this year with 2 instead of 5. Des Bryant led our team this year in catches with 104, 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns. Devontae Adams, 85 catches, 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. And the rookie Deebo Samuel, 84 catches, 1,300 yards, and 7 touchdowns. As for blocking, I think the sack numbers are probably about the same as last year total. So still not too bad. Blake Martinez leading our team in tackles with 149. Also had a sack and 2 picks. Sacks going to be led by Austin Bryant, the rookie, with 14. Definitely nice to see. Raekwon Davis with 5.5. Kenny Clark also had 5.5. And Jair Alexander leading the team with 5 interceptions. If you guys had 1, see if we had any defensive touchdowns. We did not. So on to special teams. What? Why is Zane Gonzalez on my team? I did not sign him. Anyway, Mason Crosby, 20 of 25, not too bad. Michael Dixon, not as good as last year. But kick returns, we did not have any touchdowns. We did not have any punt return touchdowns either. So let's take a look at awards. Deshaun Watson wins MVP as the Texans go 11-5, just a year after winning the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, despite the 8-8 record, finishes second. And we don't have anybody else in the top 10. Not that that's surprising. As for Offensive Player of the Year, that goes to Matt Stafford. Aaron Rodgers in second. Defensive Player of the Year, Brandon Graham wins it. And we don't have anybody in the top 10. Deebo Samuel, though, does win Offensive Rookie of the Year, which is just great. Albert Cox, one of the receivers, our 4th receiver this year, comes in 6th. Defensive Rookie does go to Austin Bryant as well. So we win a couple of Rookie of the Year awards. Definitely great to see. Martinez Cesar. Either way, however you say his name. He came in 3rd. He was our backup middle linebacker. And Raekwon Davis comes in 6th. Best QB does go to Aaron Rodgers, though, which is cool. Best running back, we don't have anybody in the top 10. Ty Montgomery's not that great. Des Bryant does come in 2nd for best receiver. Devontae Adams in 4th. And Deebo Samuel in 6th. So that's pretty cool. Little trio again. Having 3 guys in the top 10. David Bakhtiari in 6th for best O-line. And best D-line, we got Austin Bryant at 6 in his rookie year. Best linebacker, I'm kind of surprised. I'm actually very surprised Blake Martinez is not in the top 10. Best DB, we do have Jair Alexander at 5. And best kicker, we don't have Mason Crosby in the top 10 this year. So, unfortunately, we did miss the playoffs, obviously. But we do have XP everywhere to spend, which is good news. I think we really just need to have a solid offseason this year, and I fully expect we'll be back at the playoffs next year. I'm thinking this was probably a fluke, hopefully, anyway. But I guess we'll find out. So in the Super Bowl of year number 2, the Falcons get their revenge on the Patriots, beating them by a score of 37-34, not blowing that 25-point lead this time. So good for them. They got their revenge on the evil empire. Well, that was an easy one. Here in the offseason now, we're going to be trading for one player on the trade block. So we're going to send Kyle Murphy and 2 7th-rounders to the Seahawks for DeAndre Rodgers, a free safety with quick dev. And he is pretty nice. Definitely not a bad player. Clinton Dix is up to a 90. But we're going to put Rodgers at strong safety for now. And maybe target another one in the draft. We're going to see about that. But Josh Jones is not really... I mean, he's actually doing fairly well for himself at a 79 as well, but he doesn't have development like Rodgers does. So that's really the big, what's it called there? The reason that I wanted to go out and get him. So anyway, for some free agent additions to the team, we are going to be signing C.J. Mosley, Greg Olsen, and Tevin Coleman. Oh, my phone vibrated. What do you mean? That's an email. All right. So, where do we have? Where are they at? So, C.J. Mosley is going to replace one of our outside linebackers. We did lose both Navarro Bowman and Jake Ryan. I was just going to let Navarro Bowman go anyway, but Jake Ryan is going to kind of hurt us a little bit because we don't really have a replacement for him. Although, I guess I could put one of these guys at outside linebacker, probably this guy right here, and just train linebackers next year, which might have to be the look. But we'll have some decisions to make. Tevin Coleman, of course, is a 91, and he is looking pretty good. It's got 97 carrying, so that is definitely going to be helpful to our team, I think. Really just need a right tackle. Need a longer-term solution at tight end, and Aaron Rodgers is really starting to get up there in age, and he's starting to drop off just a little bit, down to a 95 overall. So we may target one in the draft, especially considering this coming year is his last year under contract. So I guess we'll see you guys after the draft. Alright guys, so we're here after the draft now, and this was good. It was very good in ways. It was very interesting in a lot of ways. So, starting off in the first round with our first pick at number 3 overall, we take Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback out of Alabama. And he was a guaranteed superstar, 79 overall. He's also got 85 speed, which is pretty nice. But unfortunately, he's going to have a little bit of competition. What happened? Why did that happen? No, go back. Thank you. So anyway, continuing on in the first round with our second pick, number 5 overall, we took Jerry Jeudy, another Alabama player, 80 overall, superstar dev. Going to be trading away Dez Bryant for sure. With our 7th overall pick, we took David Dowell, safety out of Michigan State. Guaranteed superstar here. He's not super great at a 73 overall, but we're going to try to pump that development with the training and get him up there in overall. With the 18th overall selection, we took Zach Neely, not a real-life prospect, but a left guard out of Ohio State. 76 overall, normal dev, pretty solid. And then with the 22nd overall pick, we took Raphael Hale. Again, not a real-life prospect, but not one of the guaranteed superstars. This guy is super good. 80 overall, 93 speed, 82 min, 84 zone. This guy is incredible. Really great pick. I think he was supposed to be like an early second rounder. So definitely a very, very good pickup for us. Moving on to the second round, we took another guard here, Harris Hazelton, 78 overall, very solid. And here is Tua's competition. So, with our second pick of the second round, this guy was actually projected to go number 1 for the entire year until he decided to skip the combine. And he's got superstar. And he's an 85, 96 throw power, 90 short accuracy, and the medium and deep accuracies are very good as well. This guy, I hate to say it, but Hunter Johnson's going to start. Tua Tagovailoa, I can't even say his name, man. I'm going to have to practice that. But I'm going to have to bring him back for another rebuild because Hunter Johnson is far and away the better quarterback. And I say he's going to start because, like I was talking about earlier, I am going to trade Aaron Rodgers in favor of these young quarterbacks, namely Hunter Johnson. So in the third round, we took a fullback here, 83 overall. He was the number 2 player in the draft, that 93 impact block. Definitely very, very good player, even though he is a fullback. Still very good at what he does. We took another guard here, Henry Manley, 91 strength, which is very key. 76 overall, though. Pretty solid aside from the run block. Took another guard here, and this guy is not nearly as good. I think he was projected to go undrafted. I think, if I remember correctly. Not entirely sure. Took another guard here. This guy is definitely better than the last one with 84 strength. He's a 75 overall. And then in the 7th round, we took a left tackle. And this guy was... What was the number? Was he the 9th or the 14th or 19th? I don't know. It was top 20 in the draft, and he was projected to go undrafted. So, great job of scouting on my part. And I think we're in for a pretty interesting upcoming season. Alright guys, well this sad day has come, and this is not something I would do in real life, but unfortunately because it's Madden, you really need your rookies to win Rookie of the Year if you want them to develop. So with that in mind, Aaron Rodgers is going to be traded. In real life though, even if I drafted Hunter Johnson, and he was as good as he is, on here, I would definitely hold on to him and bench him a couple of years while Aaron Rodgers finishes out his career if he's still playing at this incredible level that he is. But being the nice guy that I am, I'm going to send Aaron home to California, and he's going to play for his hometown team of the 49ers, so he can enjoy his last days out there in the sunshine instead of in the snow of Green Bay. We're also going to trade Dez back to his original team of the Cowboys because they're going to give me a first-round pick, so I'll take that. And I think that's going to be all of our moves here in the preseason. Just got to get a couple of things with the roster sorted out. Definitely want to have Jerry Jeudy in the slot. Deebo Samuel is up to a 90 overall after his rookie year. The O-line is looking much better than it originally was. I did sign KJ Wright as well. I forgot I put an offer on him after the last update in free agency in the offseason, but I did sign him. So he's going to start it right outside. We're going to have CJ Mosley left outside and Blake Martinez and... What the hell? I just realized Blake Martinez and his backup's first name is Martinez. That's kind of weird. So he'll be the backup. Raphael Hale in the nickel corner slot. And Austin Bryant is up to a 91. Raekwon Davis at an 85 after their rookie year. So we're looking like we're in a good place. We just need some development from a few guys. And I think we'll be in the playoffs again this year. Alright guys, so we're here at the end of season number 3. And we do make the playoffs again with a record of 10-6. And I don't know if you guys saw that news story, but Hunter Johnson might have won an award We had the best offense in the league again with the 17th best defense. Hunter Johnson in his rookie year, 5,100 yards, 49 touchdowns, 18 picks. I'm just a little bit curious how Aaron Rodgers did. Oh. Yeah, that's not too great looking. I would say we made the right choice. Tevin Coleman on the ground, 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns. Definitely a good signing. Deebo Samuel led our team with catches with 106, 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Davante Adams, 97 catches, 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns. And Jerry Jeudy, another rookie, 95 catches, almost 1,300 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Blocking was meh. It could be better. Not terrible, though. Okay, this is actually weird. So our defense, tackles led by a safety, David Dowell, the rookie, with 109. Also had 3 picks. That might be the first time I've ever had my tackle leader not be a middle linebacker, so that's kind of odd. Austin Bryant, with 13 sacks on the year, led the team. And Jair Alexander with 7 picks, leading our team. He also had a touchdown, which I assume was probably a pick 6. Mason Crosby holding steady around that 80% mark on field goal percentage. Michael Dixon, decent year punting. No kick return touchdowns, no punt return touchdowns. So let's take a look at awards. And there he is, Hunter Johnson winning MVP in his rookie year. Very nice to see. He also gets Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, we don't actually have anybody in the top 10 still. Hunter Johnson does, of course, win Rookie of the Year with Jerry Jeudy in the number 2 spot. We also have Lewis Campion, the fullback, at 6. And our other quarterback, the Forgotten Man, drafted 3rd overall, all the way down there in 10th. Oh, man. So David Dowell, the safety, does win Rookie of the Year as well. Raphael Hale, the corner, in 3rd. Best QB does go to Hunter Johnson, of course. Best running back, we got Tevin Coleman at 7. We got Deebo Samuel at 3 for best receiver, Jerry Jeudy 4, and Davante Adams at 5. So I think every year so far we've had our 3 starters in the top 10 for best receiver, which is pretty cool. David Bakhtiari at 3 for best O-line. Corey Linsley at 6. Best D-line, we got Austin Bryant at 4. Let's see. Best linebacker, we don't have anybody. Best DB, we got Jair Alexander at 2. And that's it. And Mason Crosby at 7 for best kicker. So we do have some XP to spend. I did use a lot of it. The vast majority of it. Oh my god. So, like I was saying, I did use the vast majority of it already in week 17, actually, just to try to ensure that we would make the playoffs because we were playing the Vikings, and we were both 9-6 at the time, and it was for the division there. So, I wanted to hopefully make sure that we would win the game, which we did. So, Hunter Johnson still has 92,000 XP. That's pretty crazy. All right. Well, I've got some upgrading to do. Alright, so after using a whole bunch of XP, Hunter Johnson is a 99, Deebo Samuel also a 99, Jerry Jeudy up to a 93. We have this guy, Frank George, who I don't think I didn't even draft this guy. I found him in free agency the year he was drafted, and I only signed him because he was a good kick returner. And I think he ended up winning something, or no, he made a Pro Bowl is what happened, and he got quick dev from it, and he's up to an 87 as well. So our receiving core is completely stacked. Let's look at the defense. We got David Dowell up to a 90 after 1 year. Jair Alexander up to a 99 as well. Josh Jackson at a 95. Raphael Hale 92. Kenny Clark is a 99 as well. So I think we have 6 99s on our team. Yep, we have 6. So in the wild card round of the playoffs, we're taking on the 10-6 Carolina Panthers. And we're a 96 overall now. Oh my god. They're an 86. So let's see how it goes. All right, guys, so we're coming up on halftime, and we're currently up 28-10 as we scored just before the half. Make that 35-17 now at the start of the fourth. And Panthers score a touchdown, and so do we. We score 2, and that's a pretty high-scoring affair as we're going to end up winning the game 49-31. Yeah. So, take a look at stats. Hunter Johnson, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Cam Newton had a pretty solid game as well. 2 touchdowns and no picks. Christian McCaffrey really torched our defense. Tevin Coleman had a pretty good game as well, though. All right, so Devontae Adams, 8 catches, 128 yards, no touchdowns, though. Greg Olsen had 2 touchdowns. DJ Moore had 1 for them. Christian McCaffrey really went off, didn't he? Tevin Jeez. Tevin Coleman had a receiving touchdown as well. Deebo Samuel also had 1. It must have been a very long one. Sacks, we let up 4 sacks. We let up 4 of them. That's not great. Quentin Coples is playing for the Panthers now. Gross. We did have 2 sacks, though. Raekwon Davis and Austin Bryant each had 1, so no picks in the game. So we're moving on to the divisional round. So here in the divisional round now, we're taking on the 12-4 Los Angeles Rams. And we're still 96. They're at 90, though. Going to be a little bit stiffer competition than the Panthers were, most likely. All right, guys. So we're coming up on halftime now, and it's a tie game, 28-28 in the third. We kick a field goal to take the lead. Start of the fourth now, tie game again. They got the ball, and they score a touchdown. We got to tie it. We got to tie it. No way. You got to be kidding me, dude. Come on. So we score a touchdown and we miss the extra point. What if we went for 2 to try to win it? I don't know. Devontae Adams had himself a day. 3 touchdowns. Oh, God. The damn Rams. Yeah, he just missed the extra point. Well, Mason Crosby, I hope you enjoyed your tenure as a Green Bay Packer, because your ass is dead to me now. So in year number 3, it seems the Cleveland Browns have finally turned their dumpster fire around, and they do end up losing the Super Bowl, though, to the Eagles with a score of 24-21. So these are the only moves we're going to be making here in the offseason. Going to be signing Mike Gesicki to back up Greg Olsen, and maybe eventually start if Greg Olsen happens to retire after this year. We're also going to sign Harrison Butker to replace Mason Crosby, since he missed that really key extra point. That fuck. So that's going to be it. I'll see you guys after the draft. Alright, guys, so we're here after the draft now, and this was a pretty good one. Definitely got a lot of positional needs, I think. So we had 2 first-round picks from the Randall Cobb trade, I believe. With our first pick, which I think was the Patriots, we took linebacker Tevin Evans. None of these guys are real-life prospects, but he was a guaranteed superstar, 79 overall, 87 speed, 87 tackle. Definitely going to be a good player for us. Actually, what's his zone coverage? 74, not too bad to start out with. And then with our second first-round pick, which was our own, we took Carlos Clifton, middle linebacker, quick dev, 81 overall, 92 tackling already with 88 speed as well, 75 zone coverage. So this guy is looking pretty good. He also has 80 power move and 80 block shed at a middle linebacker. That's pretty good. Don't know exactly where I'm going to be playing all of these guys just yet, but I'll have to figure that out. So second round, we took a tight end. Not the fastest guy, but he looks like a Jason Witten type of dude that can somehow just get open. But really, it's just not that fast, but he's got pretty solid hands. Third round, we took another outside linebacker who had decent first 3 traits, but skipped the combine, so I figured I would take a flyer on him, and it turned out to not be too good. But that's fine because of this guy and our first 2 linebackers we took anyway. So anyway, in the 4th round, we took this quick dev right guard, Solomon Ashley. Pretty solid, 75 overall. And then 5th round, we got another outside linebacker here with quick dev, 79 overall, 87 speed, 88 hit power, 82 finesse move as well. This guy is definitely very good. Very happy I picked him up. 6th round, we had 2 picks. Took a right end who's solid. Not too great, though. 72 overall. And then we got this guy. I had no clue this guy was going to be a superstar. Just got extremely lucky on this right tackle. 75 overall. The pass block is a little bit low at a 72, but that superstar dev should help him out quite a bit. And then in the 7th round, we took another outside linebacker, and he's actually not too bad. Pretty decent. But he's probably never going to play. So, on to the preseason. Alright, so here at the start of season number 4, this is what the team is going to be looking like. Not much has really changed on the offense since last year, if anything at all, actually. Yeah, I don't think anything's really changed except for some backups. We do have Tevin Evans playing right outside linebacker. I did cut KJ Wright. And I think that is really the only main starting difference on the entire team, actually, from between this year and last year. We do have some new backups, especially at linebacker with Clifton and Myers. But aside from that, we're really looking pretty good. We just need some more development from a couple of guys, but for the most part, we've got our building blocks in place for a very sustainable run here. Alright guys, so we're here after year 4 now in the playoffs, and we went 13-3 for the second time in this rebuild. Don't know if you guys might have seen the news story there, but your boy Hunter Johnson might have won another award. So I think our offense was 3rd in the league, and our defense was actually 1st. I think that's what I saw. But as for some stats, Hunter Johnson, 3 yards off of 4,800, 43 touchdowns, 15 picks. Tevin Coleman, 1,200 yards on the ground, 11 touchdowns. Deebo Samuel leading our team in catches again with 108, 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns. Davante Adams, 91 catches, 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns. And Jerry Jeudy, 91 catches, 1,100 yards, and 12 touchdowns. As for blocking, it seems like it's definitely improving each year, which pretty good sign. Onto the defense, led by Blake Martinez with 136 tackles, 1 sack, and 2 picks. Sacks are going to be led by Austin Bryant with 17.5 this year, career high so far. Kenny Clark had 7.5 as well. Jair Alexander with 4 picks. David Dowell with 3. A few guys with 2. Let's see if we had any touchdowns. We had at least... Oh, we had 3. David Dowell had 1. Clinton Dix had 1. And DeAndre Rodgers had 1. Kicking, Harrison Butker was pretty good. 10 of 12. Punting was pretty good. Jerry Jeudy did have a kick return touchdown this year and no punt return touchdowns. So let's see if I was right. 3rd offense and 1st defense. So the defense has taken a huge step up this year. Hunter Johnson winning MVP in back-to-back years. Coach of the Year goes to Favre's PP picks. Finally getting the recognition I deserve. Hunter Johnson losing out on Offensive Player of the Year to Ezekiel Elliott. Some BS again. Reuben Foster wins Defensive Player of the Year over Blake Martinez. Kind of sucks. Was that Austin Bryant in 10th? Offensive Rookie. I don't think we had any real offensive rookies aside from offensive linemen. Defensive rookie, though, Carlos Clifton was playing the backup middle linebacker this year. He came in 3rd. And we got Tevin Evans, right outside linebacker, in 9th. Best QB, of course, goes to Hunter Johnson. Best running back, Tevin Coleman in 8th. Best receiver goes to Deebo Samuel. Very nice to see. Jerry Jeudy in 4th. And Davante Adams in 9th. So for the 4th straight year, we have our 3 starting receivers in the top 10 for best receiver in the league. Or in the conference, anyway. Best offensive line. You want to load there, bud? Hello? What? Do heck? Oh my god, my internet had a stroke again, bro. I swear to god, Spectrum is like just trying to fuck me, dude. I swear, they're trying their best. this has happened for like the last week or two. It's just like, oh, 5 times a day, your internet's just gonna randomly die for about a minute. Oh, maybe I just need to get a new router. That could be it too, but, you know. So picking up where we left off with the best offensive lineman, David Bakhtiari finally wins the award. I finally have an offensive lineman win it. Corey Linsley in 3rd. We got Landon Hilgenberg, right guard, in 6th. Lane Taylor, left guard, in 7th. And we're just missing our right tackle, it seems. Best D-line, Austin Bryant finishes 2nd behind Aaron Donald. Anybody else? Nope. Best linebacker, once again, very surprised to not see Blake Martinez on the top 10 list. Doesn't really make sense when you consider the fact that he finished 2nd for Defensive Player of the Year. Jerry Alexander in 7th for Best DB. And Best Kicker, we got Harrison Butker in 9th. So, Blake Martinez, 2nd Defensive Player of the Year. Not even in the top 10 for Best Linebacker. Good stuff, Madden. Really great stuff. Alright guys, so after using most of our XP, I'm actually just going to use Tevin Coleman's real quick. Because oh my god, that carrying is a lot. So, after using most of the XP, our team is absolutely insane. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Wait. Yeah, okay, so I have 5 99s on offense. And 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 total. 5 on offense, 3 on defense. Let's see. Austin Bryant's pretty close, 96. Raphael Hale's 97 as well. What's this guy's first name again? David. David Dowell is close as well at a 97. Clinton Dix at a 96. So this team is really good. The development with this team really really kicked into gear this season. We've got A's pretty much everywhere except for fullback, which I'm really not too worried about. Although I guess I'll just up that awareness real quick. Maybe that'll get us to an A. I doubt it. Nope, B+. All right, so anyway. We're going to be taking on the 11-5 Minnesota Vikings in the divisional round of the playoffs. We're at 97 now. Is that the highest overall that I've had? I don't even know if I've had a 97 before. I've had a lot of 96s. I feel like I've probably had a 97 with as many times as I've done this. The Vikings are a 91 though. Definitely a good team. We'll see how it goes. Alright guys, so we're coming up on halftime here, and we are killing the Vikings so far. 42-10 now, 49-10 here in the 4th quarter, and we're just going to run this game out. And we end up winning 52-17. So Hunter Johnson had himself a day. 277 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Kirk Cousins, who's still in the Vikings, threw 3 picks. With no touchdowns, actually. Tevin Coleman had a pretty good day, 156 yards and a touchdown. Dalvin Cook, even better, 167 yards and 2 touchdowns. Receiving, Jerry Jeudy had 1, Frank George had 1, Greg Olsen had 1. So we let up 1 sack. Austin Bryant had a sack and a half. Linval Joseph and Anthony Barr combined for the 1 sack on us. Jair Alexander, Blake Martinez, Kenny Clark, all at half a sack. And Alexander had 2 picks. Ruben Spencer, rookie corner for the Vikings, had the pick on us. And Blake Martinez had the other pick on Kirk Cousins. So we're moving on to the conference championship for the first time in this rebuild. So here in the conference championship now, we're taking on the 11-5 Atlanta Falcons. And we are still in 97. They're a 95, though, so definitely a better team than the Vikings. You know, I really don't see an issue with this, though. I think we're still going to win pretty easily, I would guess. Alright, guys, so we're coming up on halftime here, and this is an extremely high-scoring and extremely tight game. It is 52-35 now here at the start of the 4th, and it just keeps going. This is ridiculous how high scoring of a game that was. 65-35 is the final score. And we do come out victorious. Hunter Johnson with 5 touchdowns on the day. We threw a pick. Eric Kern, who apparently is Matt Ryan's replacement, also threw a pick. Tevin Coleman, oh my God, 3 touchdowns. Devontae Freeman, 2 touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy, 3 touchdowns. Devontae Adams, 2. So we got sacked twice. Or no, we got 2 sacks. Austin Bryant had 1. Tevin Evans had 1. Desmond Trufant picked us off, and David Dowell picked off Eric Kern. So we're moving on to the Super Bowl here in year number 4. Well, it took us 4 years, but we finally made it to a Super Bowl where we're going to be playing the, I assume, Deshaun Watson-led Houston Texans in Dallas. So probably going to be basically a home game for the Texans. So, they went 10-5-1. They're a 93 overall. We're still a 97. Let's become champions once again. Kind of feel bad for Aaron Rodgers. We ship him out to the Niners, and he does not do very good. And here we are in the Super Bowl a year later. But, you know what? The Packers wasted Aaron Rodgers' career, honestly. The man should have won at least 3 Super Bowls, but he only won 1 because the Packers are incompetent. Everybody thinks they're so good, but they're really not. So anyway, that's the end of my Packers rant. Let's get into the game. All right, guys, coming up on halftime here in the Super Bowl, we are currently up 21-12 as they make it a really tight game here in the third quarter. Here in the fourth, now we score again, but we're still only up 2. If we could score a touchdown, and I guess we do. Okay, we did. Great. Great news, boys. We won the Super Bowl. Oh my gosh. That was a little bit nerve-wracking there for a minute, but we win with a final score of 35-26. Now let's take a look and see who won the Super Bowl MVP. So Hunter Johnson does win Super Bowl MVP. Hunter Johnson has been absolutely incredible for us. 282 yards and 3 touchdowns for him and 1 pick, but Deshaun Watson throwing 4 interceptions, dude. What are you doing? Lamar Miller had a pretty good day, just couldn't get in the end zone. Tevin Coleman had 2 touchdowns on the ground. DJ Moore lit us up, 10 catches for 180 yards. Greg Olsen had a touchdown. Elbert Cox had a touchdown. Devontae Adams had 1, and Lamar Miller had 1 receiving. Sacks. We didn't allow a single sack. They let up 3, though. Tevin Evans had 1, Raekwon Davis had 1, and then C.J. Mosley and David Dowell combined for the other. So Bradley Roby picked us off. C.J. Mosley, Jair Alexander, Josh Jackson, and David Dowell all had picks off of Deshaun Watson. So that is the Super Bowl, and we are champs once again. So here is the final team. This is the offense. Definitely feel free to pause if you want to take a closer look at the team. Hunter Johnson was an incredible steal in the second round, being the best player in that draft. I do kind of feel bad for Tua Tagovailoa. Yeah, that seems right. I'm definitely going to have to bring him back in a future rebuild to showcase him a little bit. I definitely have not drafted him ever before. So, Hunter Johnson, though, definitely a really, really good quarterback for us. Tevin Coleman was definitely a good free agency signing. I'm very surprised that Lane Taylor actually turned into a 90 overall. Corey Linsley and David Bakhtiari were definitely, what's it called? What's the word? Man, I'm super tired. I'm kind of losing track of what I'm trying to say here. But anyway, they were like the DeBrickashaw, Ferguson, Nick Mangold era of the Jets, just holding it down for the O-line. Until we got those other guys in there. Greg Olsen, good pickup at tight ends. We had 399 receivers. Our receiving core is absolutely insane. As for the defense, definitely feel free to pause. I keep saying definitely, like constantly, don't I? Feel free to pause, though, if you want to take a closer look here. Austin Bryant, really, really good player. Kenny Clark as well, definitely. There it is again. Great player there, though. Jair Alexander and Josh Jackson and Raphael Hale setting up that secondary for success with HaHa Clinton Dix and David Dowell. Incredible secondary. We finally got the linebacking core looking good after this past season with Tevin Evans. And this guy, who has a weird first name, Stekolian Myers, got up to an 87 as well. C.J. Mosley, good signing there. Another good pick at middle linebacker, Carlos Clifton. So that's pretty much the team. If you guys happen to want to see special teams for whatever reason, there you go. But hope you guys did enjoy. As always, if you did, definitely hit that like button. And I'm saying definitely again, baby. So hit that like button down below to show me that you enjoyed it. And subscribe if you're new. Got huge, big plans for rebuilds for Madden 19. You're not going to want to miss out on that. So, yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out. Peace.